It is June 12th, 2018, and we are here today to make a video for the Egg Harbor Historical Society. The Society's mission is to research, preserve, and make available the history and heritage of the town and the village of Egg Harbor, and videos and DVDs are one of the ways that we do that. We are fortunate today to have some gentlemen with us. We're in Little Chute, Wisconsin, and they are going to take us back in time to the years that they spent staying at the clubhouse and picking cherries at Horseshoe Bay Farms and Orchards.
Mike?
Okay, I'm Mike Kahns. I was at Horseshoe Bay camps in 46, 47, I believe it was. The memory gets a little bad after years, but that's about when it was. I was there 2 years, and then my brother followed for 3 years after that. Then?
Vince DeGroat, I was up at Cherry Camp starting, I think, in 1943. And I believe I went 6 years, so that brings me through 49. So it was quite an experience.
Jim?
My name is Jim Van Boxtel. I was there from 1951, 52, 53, 3 years. I had a great time, and I wish it was still there.
My name is G. Jansen. I was up there about 1954. Had a great time, and I originally come from Little Chute, go to Cherry Camp, and enjoyed the time up there.
Lloyd Buck-Romanesco was up there at 1955 and 56.
Hi, my name is Harley Hippus. I was there, I believe, in the years of 54 to 57. And I was there, I really enjoyed picking cherries. And one year I made $100 in 1 week. At, what is it, 20 cents a pail? Not too bad.
Very good. I got some things written down that we can go through, and if that's okay with Pete. Let's just go along if you got something to say about it. Let's go. Let's start with the trip up there and back. Some of us went, I think most of the fellows went up on the back of a open bed steak truck. He just threw our duffel bags on and lay down, and that was it. We went up from Tony Wonder's Club in Little Chute. At the time it was Highway 41, and it was legal at that time.
On the side of those trucks, you had the railings. They didn't stand straight up, they bent out.
Yeah.
Then they had a rope coming across, so you could hang on to the rope and hang on to the side of it. It jiggled all the way up there.
I think Little Chute had the largest contingent of pickers up there from all around the area. And typically we would get like 36, 40
Oh, there was a
people.
good bunch, yes.
It's a big group.
I had it kind of soft because when I started going up, we had a greyhound that would take off from 21ers Club.
Oh, soft.
Kind of soft back in
You missed
56.
the fun.
We had fun while we were there.
Anybody know how this whole thing got started, at picking cherries up there? Been years ago, we were that.
Probably your
I know
brother.
we answered an ad in the paper, right?
Yeah.
You had to fill it in, and I don't know if everybody was accepted or who. I mean,
One of my older brothers was the first ones that I knew, and he must have started around 1940 in that area sometime. But then I skipped one of my brothers, and then when I saw the ad in the paper, I thought I wanted to go one. But I was only 11 years old, so I lied a little bit. First lie I ever had.
And the last one, wasn't it?
The reason why I went is we had a group in our class that was called a 10%. Father Bospek said 10% of his class is no good, so we named ourselves the 10%. So when one went, we all went. So our whole 10% went up there.
About that. And then we all sat at our own tables. We had, I think, 12 at a table.
Right.
Yeah, like Little Chute had at least 3 tables.
At least 3 tables.
And a lot of times, Little Chute tables would be the high picking tables too.
Most of the time.
Now,
Yeah.
remember there were prizes too for
Yep.
individual that got the most pails picked that day in the week, and the table too. The table got out of dishes.
Yeah.
If your table had the most pails picked.
And you elected a table master.
Yeah.
Yeah, their little picking table, what had to do the dishes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always had games up there, horseshoe and ping pong.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of recreation,
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of recreation up there.
Ping pong, volleyball, I got horseshoe, softball,
Yeah.
swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, when,
The water was nice and warm, right, Harvey?
Yeah, like
You always
about
get halfway
39
out to the,
degrees.
halfway out to the raft and turn around and come back. It was so cold.
some days we couldn't wait for the truck. It was so hot. We'd run down through the woods, down the cliff and get in the water.
But then it was strange, some days the water was really nice and warm.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't bad.
I think our ivory soap, because that always full of it.
Yeah.
Hey, we had to work for our room and board. Does anybody remember
Yeah.
how many pails?
7.5 pails a day.
7.5.
Well, that was your,
$1.50.
that was in your day.
Time,
Yeah.
We only got like 10 cents a pail when we started.
Right.
But we were picking like maybe 5 or 6 pails a day.
Yeah, I thought it was 5 or 6 pails.
Yeah.
When I went there, we had 7.5 pails, paid for room and board, and the guy that picked the most cherries that day got free room and board, okay? And Noli Vandenabel and Jerry DeGroat and Donnie Van Ogen, we were up there, and we would help Noli be the high man, 109 pails. I says, I'm helping you get 109 pails, you get free room and board. I says, why don't you and I tie? So we tied, so we both got free room and board. The problem is, there was only 3 days left at cherry camp before we caught on. But that was pretty interesting, that the 7.5 pails. But I remember getting candy bars for ping pong, and you had to get up in the morning, brush your teeth, you know, they had that water.
That trough?
That trough.
The wooden trough?
Brush your teeth, yeah, and at night we had to all line up outside for the flagpole, to lower in the flag.
Yeah.
That was some of the things that we
Taps,
did.
yep.
Yeah, the taps, yeah. we did.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but there were people called creamers.
Oh,
After everybody else was basically in bed, there'd be a small group of us. And we'd sneak out at night, and then you go to these trees that are really full of cherries, and you take the pail and we tie it to our belt, and then we, real fast, you'd have a pail full in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
Then we'd hide those pails until the next morning. In the morning, we'd get up early and we'd go turn in all those pails. So we were ahead of everybody.
You got your 7.5 in right away, huh?
We had,
that isn't so smart. When you're picking all day long to get up at night and go and pick again.
well, we wanted to be the top of the class.
We used to have initiations. Do you remember the snipe hunts? We used to
Yeah, sniper,
Oh, yes.
have your
The
gunny
new guys.
sack, take a gunny sack and have go snipe.
Yeah, they had to sit there all
They get guys to sign up, all the rookies.
Yeah, do you remember when we went to Egg Harbor and they said if you sign up, you can go through the subway?
Oh, yes.
You call in to go up to the White House, the outhouse, you go in one hole and out the other.
That was a subway.
We had guys sign up for cherry picking stems too at the end of the system, pick cherry stems. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we had guys sign up for that. Pick
We
cherry
had
stems.
some of the new guys, we had to teach them how to take a pee on the electric fence.
Hey, it hurts.
Only for a little while. How about exercising? We had to do exercises in the
Oh, yes.
morning, right?
Yeah, little calisthenics.
Who led them, Brownie?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah. We pulled a lot of pranks on him too.
Huh?
I said we pulled a lot of pranks on him.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's why I say it was more than a working camp, it was a fun camp. It was enjoyable.
I remember the Green Bay Packers used to come up there. I don't know if you guys remember Mike Michalski.
Nope.
But when I was a little guy, Mike was a big lineman, holy Moses, and he took my hand and squeezed. I'll never forget that.
That was, they actually worked up there sometimes, the Packers were, that would be their name.
But yeah, as counselors or.
Yeah, as a director.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were up there as a director.
If I remember, there were a lot of caves up there too. We used
Oh,
to
yeah,
go-
did you go in the cave?
Go in the caves,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Oh,
fun,
yeah,
the
we
bats.
followed a Noli one time, he ran into some blood and he screamed, we had to back out of there pretty fast. I think they closed them caves now, ain't it?
Yeah.
They've got a gate over it.
Yeah.
But still, there were places where you had to get down on your, and crawl on your
Oh, that's what
belly
we did.
to get through, but then you get into a big cavern and there,
It was worth it.
And you had to be small enough to do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember coming down the hill, there was an orchard right on the right-hand side. It was nice, it was a brand new orchard, it had cherries on it about the size of a silver dollar. And boy, you could fill it up for peel like nothing. They left us picked there, only one day though.
That was,
Did you remember that? Right?
they call it the back 40s.
Yeah, back when.
And that's when the guys would go picking, they'd lay low for a while, and then back 40s, well, then they could start picking, that's when they had the big cherries and
After
made
the
money.
creamers were done, the guys the next morning, we all had to get up on ladders to pick.
Yeah.
Because the creamers had all the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have good stuff.
We hated those guys.
It was all fun, Mike.
Yeah. How about food, eating?
Well, I wasn't.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every morning?
Not every
Just
day.
about, huh?
Oh, we had.
Bug juice?
Bug juice.
Bug juice, yeah.
That was good.
And the bug juice
Lemonade.
was warm.
They called it lemonade.
Kool-Aid, I think.
Kool-Aid, I think it was.
They made it, they called it lemonade.
Well, ours was bug juice. and-
We had it in milk cans, stirred up in
Yeah,
milk cans.
sure, yeah.
It was
The old
warm.
type milk cans, oh yeah.
And the sandwiches came, I think, packed in suitcases.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were
Guys,
soggy
each
with
table got their
peanut
own.
butter and jam.
Yeah.
But we had good food, breakfast and dinner at, the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
always had good,
They fed us
always
good.
a lot of beef, you know.
Yeah.
Beef and potatoes, I guess that's how I grew up. Beef and potato.
What kind of trouble did you guys ever get in?
Well, I remember one time when my second year, which was my last, and my brother Dick's first year, and then they had these guys that would, you'd take a pill, fill a pail and set it down, and guys would come along and steal them. And somebody was stealing my brother Dick's pail, and he pointed it out to me who it was, and then I talked to the guy, I don't know if you were there that year, and then we got together, and after dinner at night, you remember you could buy candy bars and stuff there, and we all bought bubble gum. So we all chewed bubble gum, and then we got that guy outside at night in the dark, and we all took our bubble gum and put him in his hair. The guy had to shave his head.
That's what you call trouble.
You got it back though.
And sometime if we got a creamer, we would bring them out at the end of the dock and chuck them in.
Chuck him
There
in
you
the
go.
water. Yeah.
I was lucky, I never got caught.
Well, you're going out at night.
Yeah, we were always in rooms, okay, we had bunk beds along that wall, I don't know if you guys did, bunk beds, and then they had one door going in, and one night, one of the guys caught a mouse, and they tied it on his tail on a string, and we made a whole bunch of noise, and the guy in charge would come, and his neck, the mouse, I remember that night, but we,
Remember that day too?
yeah, some things to do.
Yeah.
And we pushed the guy's car, he had to go the next morning at 6 o'clock, and a bunch of guys pushed his little Beetle way down in the hill there. And he couldn't get up in the morning, going, son of a gun, he woke us all up, we had to shove the car up so he could get going. I think we got the old joke on ourselves, he got us out of bed to help him get up.
Gee, when this guy got his mouse in his face, didn't he march us all outside?
Oh, you probably were there at the same time.
Yeah, he wanted to get some of that energy out of us, so he marched us outside around the softball diamond. I bet you went around here 15 times
Yeah.
until we tired out a little bit.
Remembers that, yeah.
So you could sleep. How about Saturday nights? We used to go into Egg Harbor, ice cream,
Yeah. We usually walked up.
look for girls, but it didn't do us any good.
That's when we went in the subway.
We had movies there sometimes.
Oh, a lot of movies.
And when the guys went to town, they invited about 14 girls came and watched the movies.
Oh, yeah.
How are you invited? Well, we're the owner's daughter, and they came over, whatever it was, I don't know, but they had 14 girls, and they spread the word that we're gonna have a big
girls
movie.
coming there.
Yeah.
And Dr. Cole's had a nice place, but that was kind of off limits.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think he was the owner of the whole.
He was.
At that time, I think.
I don't know if we ever met him, did we?
I never met him, no.
You know, they had the great big cars there, like Cadillacs,
Oh, yeah.
the Lincolns, well, it was a nice place.
Yeah.
They did a good job for us too. On the weekend, they had services for us all the time.
You know, those were really the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were really the good old
Yeah,
days.
They were.
Were you guys there the year we went on strike?
No.
We were getting like 11 cents a pail, something
Yeah.
like that, and we thought, we should be getting at least 2 cents more a pail.
Is that right?
So we got a bunch of guys together, we all sat on top of our ladders and we won't pick. And we were gonna go on strike. So they hauled us all back on the truck, back down to camp, and they gave us time to think it over. Do you really wanna strike? And yeah, we're gonna strike. So then they wrote out our checks, had us pack our bags, put us on the truck and brought us up the Highway 57 and dumped us off.
Oh my gosh.
There we sat, we had to hitchhike home.
Oh my gracious.
They wouldn't get in.
So you didn't win that one, did you?
No, Trippy Van Halen's dad made him go back after we got home. But the rest of us, we went back the next year, but not that year anymore.
Ben, how much did you get a pail?
About 11 cents a
Yeah,
start.
I think ours was like about 40 cents.
No, we got 20 cents a peel if you stuck the season out.
Oh, you
If went
stuck
home
out.
early,
Oh, you had to stick it out.
yeah, then you got 15 cents a peel if you went home early.
Okay.
When did they start to get the shakers up there to shake up the cherry stuff?
Sometime,
Well,
that's a
that'd
good
be
question.
late
Way after
50s or
us.
way
60s?
after- Yeah, or
Oh,
60s.
later than that, yeah.
70s?
I think so, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Then when you were a first-year picker, they pull your hair through their door?
First year pickers?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What was that?
If you were there first year anyway, they'd say, well, I can pull your hair through the door anyway. You put your head against the door and the guy on the other side of the door with a tennis shoe and slam it.
All that crazy stuff.
We used to, if anybody had long hair, we would cut them, we would give them a crew cut.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't worry about that anymore.
Vinny, I remember Jerry, you wrote your brother won the Horseshoe Championship one year. That was a good horseshoe player.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, you were a ping pong player, weren't you?
Yeah, I played ping pong. I was against Rutsy Vendray. Between him and I, we always took the championship.
There you go.
He was tough. It was a good.
That's
guy.
wise, yeah.
I used to throw my paddle from one hand to the other paddle. That's how fast it was. I'd throw it here, hit it, and throw it back over here.
Yeah.
I didn't go over here and get it. I threw the paddle.
Yeah, we were usually picked until the middle of August, the 15th, the Assumption of the, what was it? The Holy Day anyway. That was usually the end of the picking season.
A couple of weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the last 40, that was usually our last order, orchard.
That was considered a gold.
Yeah, get to the last 40.
Premier Orchard.
Did you ever have to pick a certain amount in order to stay there? I heard you had to have 64 pails in order to stay there. Did you ever hear of that?
No.
Okay, I read that. Did you have to have
We just-
64 pails in order
We
to
just
stay there?
picked for our room and board, and then, of course,
Then had
you
fun.
have to remember the Depression, the Great Depression was just about over, or just done. And we picked so that we would have school clothes or pay up our book bill when we
That's
came to
right,
school.
yeah.
We had to earn our own way.
Right.
There were some guys there
Yeah.
just to pick their room and board.
Yeah.
But,
I often wonder, how do they keep track of how much you were to make? And I'm like, how much cherries did you pick?
You had your punch your
Yeah,
card.
Right, but then how did they, when you got paid eventually, did they just stack those cards up then?
They kept track every day and wrote it down in a book and then we got paid. Yeah,
Did the administrator do that then?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
I was gonna bring Jerry to go couldn't find his cards, but he's got some cards from cherry picking. Noli Van Navel passed away, and when he passed away, his cherry card was there, and Ellen says she can't find it, but she had it.
yeah.
He passed away about a few years ago, but they all had their cards yet, and Jerry said he's got a couple of them. And I met him in church this morning, and he says he couldn't find them, but I thought I'd have a couple cards here. I can send you some cards that, on a pictures if you'd want some down the road, because they got them, but they just didn't take time enough to look for them.
Were any of you there when the German prisoners of war came over to pick?
No.
They didn't pick at Egg Harbor, but they picked up at Sister Bay in that area.
You know,
I remember the Jamaicans could really pick.
yeah, to make,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the Mexicans are there now, I think. Anything else on the agenda?
Anything you guys can bring up? Anything else you got, Pete, that you want us to talk about?
Yeah.
Take a pause.
Okay, Ron.
There were pictures from Marinette, I think, and Milwaukee, Menominee.
But some of those guys used to come over on a ferry.
Yeah.
He came over on the ferry right across and got dropped off right there. That would probably be from Marinette, probably. Yeah, that's where they used to come from.
If I recall, we used to get up around 6:30, I think, in the morning, maybe even 6 o'clock. And we had to be out in the fields by 7:30, 8 o'clock. And they kind of cut it off at 4 o'clock because that was a full day.
Yeah,
We got, I think, a half hour for lunch.
yeah, they moved the truck barn, and then we had to
Quick, go get something to eat
go get
for
some
dinner.
put our ladders away and go.
Harley reminded me about when we were in the orchard picking, you know, it take a while for your pails to fill up and you had them standing there. Well, one of the tricks that Harley had, you'd always take your pail and pour it into another one. And
Absolutely.
you got pails.
Oh, yeah.
Get some air,
That added
get some air in
inch.
Oh,
those
yeah.
Extra inch you
You
didn't have to
started out
pick.
with an inch in the next pail.
Yeah.
It worked out very, you weren't cheating anybody.
What about the meals? Did you eat country style, or I think that's what, when we
I
sat
think-
at the table, they...
We just know we sat underneath the tree, and then they.
No, that night,
supper
I'm
at night.
talking about breakfast and...
No, we all
Yeah,
sat
they
around
brought
the
it
table,
out,
country
put it on.
style.
Yeah,
Country style, that's what I thought.
Yeah, country
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
We all
Pete
passed.
didn't know if it was
It was a good
buffet
food.
style or country, I think it was country.
I know when I.
And did they have a girl serving, or, I can't remember.
I don't
Served the
remember.
food, or...
No, they had the men, I think the guys that were in charge.
Yeah, we had, each table had to go to the kitchen and get their stuff and bring
Is
it
that what
back.
it was? I
Yeah.
can't remember that.
I know we had some guys from Milwaukee, they kind of left when we got there. A couple of days, I don't know what happened.
Was that the head of the table that did that?
Well, the head of the table would designate somebody,
to
you
go-
two guys go get the stuff, you know.
Oh, okay. We always had enough to eat, I think.
It's kind of funny, but adding on to the, we go pick cherries and then we go come back and pick raspberries, and between time we go pick beans at Macville.
And
We were busy all summer.
And even pick currants at Rhineables.
Yeah, it's a
Look at
busy,
the
we
money
were
we
busy.
saved our folk, you
Yeah.
didn't support us.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we used to do though.
Yeah.
You remember the Ericksons, of course,
Erickson's, yep.
Amo, wasn't his,
Emo and I think
Howie and Dolly and,
the 7 kids, I think they had Erickson's.
I met Leif Erickson recently up at,
Oh, you did?
up at Fish Creek.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he was, he's sailing boats now between Fish Creek and Florida. You know, he brings us from Florida up here and brings them back in the winter. So he's quite a guy.
I just read where a guy by the Glenn Timmerman bought the land in 2007. He bought all the land. I don't know what happened after that, but he bought it from Erickson's,
Oh.
2007.
Well, isn't the area that we used to call Sunny Beach, that's now a county park?
Yep,
And I believe they're extending the county park to include the cave and the barns.
okay,
I think, anyway, if I'm not mistaken.
Are the barns still there?
Yeah,
yeah.
I tried finding that place once, I just couldn't find it.
go down County Trunk G,
County Trunk T off of
57.
57.
I gotta mark that down, yeah.
G off of 57.
Yeah,
The Erickson family actually were managers of the farm.
Oh,
To the
okay.
best of my knowledge, they did not own the farm. Dr. Coles and his
Dr.
family
Coles,
owned it, I think, at the
yeah.
time that you gentlemen picked there.
and actually the Erickson's dad and then the sons ran it after he quit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elric was the father's name, and Howard, if you remember that
Yeah.
name.
Howie still got the shallows there at that resort down in.
His family does, yes.
Yeah.
I guess that concludes it. Thanks for inviting
Anybody
us.
else
Mike.
got any? You're on, Pete.
Well, I certainly want to thank the little shoot, what do we got, the Fabulous Six here, for doing this interview. Egg Harbor's had a historical society now for, I think, about, maybe 8-10 years, and we're trying to research history as best we can. We have talked to some folks that worked at the farm, some children whose fathers worked at the farm, but so far we have not turned up any interviews with pickers at the farm.
Okay.
So you gentlemen are indeed owed a great deal of thanks. We appreciate your time. We will make this into a video, and once that happens, we'll get some DVDs and send them down to all of you.
All right.
It's the least we can do for what you've done for us.
Okay.
So we thank you again. And
Appreciate it, Pete, for the opportunity to reminisce here. I enjoyed this very much.
Yeah, it was
I
very
thank you
nice.
guys.
Like I said before, those were the good old days.
We did mention the times when you had somebody in camp who you didn't really like, and they would go to the to the outhouse in the orchard, and while they were in there, you tipped it over on the door, so you opened it up just through the hole.
And you became a deacon? What a training.
Well, you have to have fun,
I
don't you?
think he said he became a
How many times were
deacon.
you in that?
Remember, so